So this is the robot that everyone is talking about. It's Jarvis. And let me give you a tour of Jarvis and everything that it can do. This is, by the way, one of many different AI copywriting software out there. Jarvis has actually acquired a few of them, including one of my favorites. And there are some other ones too. So I will give you another video where I compare them, because I do like to pit different software against each other to see which one wins. But I think because of the acquisitions that Jarvis has made, it's starting to really stand out from all the other ones to provide higher quality copywriting. So first of all, is this going to replace your human copywriter? Well, yes and no. I think it depends the type of copy that you're looking for. A lot of the times I'm creating short copy for social media and Facebook ads. So I found that I have been able to use this a lot more effectively with that type of short copy. For longer copy, I think that you still need to have a copywriter, because this doesn't replace a strategy, writing in the brand voice, knowing how to order all the different blocks of copy and what you should be writing when and where, because it is just a tool at the end of the day. So let me show you a couple of ways that this can actually work for you, and then hopefully you'll be able to see what I mean in terms of using it. So let me just log in here. And while I'm logging in, I saw a comment in one of the Facebook groups, and it was something about how you can do everything without doing any work. So this will not eliminate all of the work. This is not something where you just hand everything over to a copywriter and then they just give it back to you, and all you had to do was just literally send everything over to the copywriter. There is some work that has to be done on here, so it doesn't eliminate all of the work, but it does make it faster. And if you're a professional copywriter, it can also help you speed up your workflow as well. From somebody who does a lot of ads, it can also help you get some ideas as well in terms of the angles and the ads that you want to do. So the first thing I would just take a look at here is all the different templates they have. I would start with the templates first. I'll show you what it does in boss mode, which I think is more for an advanced user, but the templates here work perfectly fine. I've been using these for months in ads and social media content with great results. So let me just show you some of the more popular ones that I think you could actually use as soon as you jump in with the starter plan, or even during your free trial. The Content Improver is one of the just most broad, easiest ones to use. This can also work really well if you have a team of VAs working for you who maybe English is not their first language and you want to repurpose content. You can just put it in, paste it in here, and then just output it. So for example, I have here a summary of one of my podcast episodes. Now you can put up to 600 characters inside of here, and you want to use up as much as you can. Note that it does take a space and uses that as a character. So if you're really trying hard to squeeze it all in, make sure you take out the spaces as well if you have extra lines here. Put in as much as you can, because the more you put in, then the better content you should get out. You can also write down a ton of different tones of voice. They actually give you some examples of what to do here. So just to give you an idea, right? They said like funny, casual, excited. I like to do excited, persuasive, friendly. I'll also try slang, just to see if it gives me more of a social media type feel, especially if I'm doing social media ads. What's also kind of fun is you can also put celebrities in here. So if there is a public figure who I'm thinking has a lot of content online, it should be able to also match the voice to that too, which can actually have some fun results. But let's just use this one here as friendly. And I'm just going to click generate AI content. Now I only work in English, so I really don't know how good it does in other languages. So you can see it already started giving me a couple of different versions here, and this is just content improving. So all it is rewriting it. It's almost like spinning it to make it a little bit different. So it gives a couple ones here, and not everything is amazing that comes out of it. You do have to generate a whole bunch of stuff and then just choose what it is that you want to do. So maybe I want to do persuasive. So I'm just going to do this. What I think is very helpful is that it basically takes away the blank page syndrome. So at least I have something to work with. Sometimes I'll be taking bits and pieces from the blocks that it generates and I'll put them together, or I'll take something and say, hey, that actually looks pretty good. And I'll just edit it slightly as well, just to make it sound however I want. So here's some more, and this one is a little bit more persuasive. And it just takes stuff from seemingly just random stuff on the internet, I think, because here it says with just 8 days left until Christmas. I didn't mention Christmas at all in here, so it's clearly pulling from something else and rewriting it. But again, you don't have to keep it. You can just keep trying different tones of voice. And then sometimes, if you want to rewrite one of these, you can put this in here in the content area and rewrite it until you get something that you want. By the way, another thing I do is I take this content and I put it into Grammarly's plagiarism scanner just to check there as well. I'm usually fine. I don't usually find anything that has flags for plagiarism. And then also it can, change your, excuse me, change the grammar if you need to. So that's the first one that I would use, and it's really helpful. Just if you, like I said, even if you just have content that you want to repurpose or rewrite for across different types of social networks, that can actually just be really helpful just to jump right in there. You may want to get a little bit more specific. So for example, has a traditional AIDA framework, which is great. So again, I'll just put this in here and I'll put in me on the elevator pitch, and you can come up with different outputs here. So let's just click here and see what it gives us. And it's going to give it to us in this type of framework. So Content Improver is great in terms of just rewriting stuff, but if you're looking for something more specific, and sometimes I'll use this too if I'm trying to think of different angles for what I'm writing. And you can see here, it breaks it down for you. So again, also, if you are creating copy and you need it to be set out this way, then it can give you some ideas here on in terms of how to do this. Another one that I use a lot is I actually use the Facebook primary text one quite a bit because I do run a bunch of Facebook ads. But what I have here is, let's go beyond the elevator pitch. Let's just put this in here and see what it comes up. So I use this because I run a lot of Facebook ads. I actually use this quite a bit, and I just use this to quickly generate a ton of different outputs here. Now, one thing to remember is it's going to give you outputs, and you may or may not like some of them, but take the ones that you like, and then after that, run it through a policy review. I'll do another video that is much more in depth in terms of how I create the copy for Facebook ads, but just remember, it is not necessarily giving you compliant Facebook ads here. So you want to make sure that you review it afterwards as well. So again, I've got a whole bunch here. I can just keep using different tones of voice and to create a whole bunch as well over here. So that's also really helpful. They have so many, as you can see here. If you have an e-com store, this product description box is probably going to be good for you, because I do find that a lot of e-com stores have very poor product descriptions, or they're just very bland. So this can help you create better product descriptions, and then you can test them out in your store. Some other fun ones as well is, okay, so video titles is good if you're trying to even just come up with titles for your TikToks or Reels or things like that. But as I wanted to go down here to engaging questions. So this is kind of fun. I put here, let's just put here Optimus Prime. So maybe you have a Facebook group, for example. Let me just put here moms. And you can just literally write in anything. So let's just put in tacos for moms in the voice of Optimus Prime and see what comes up. And it just, sometimes you get these really weird things as you go through it, but it can help you. It's also if you're trying to think of questions to post in your group. I'm not necessarily sure if these all sound like Optimus Prime, but it just gives you some ideas here of what to write if you wanted to talk about tacos. Would you have corn or flour tortillas? I don't know if that's a controversial point or not, but it's just going to keep giving you other things to write about here with respect to tacos. So you could say other things like email marketing, right? So maybe I'd do that, and maybe I'll say Oprah. Let's see if it comes up with something different. So this actually I was surprised to actually find this, even though it's still in beta. I think that it's just a lot of fun, and sometimes you're just trying to find off the wall polls to do for people inside of the group, or just questions. So these could probably be pretty good questions. Some of these might be good questions to put inside of the group, or to give you ideas for topics to talk about inside of the group. So that's another one that you can use. And so already I think I've come up with a whole bunch of different ones that you could use. Here, it's even got poll questions if you want to just write a poll inside of there. Or, you have a lead magnet, you're trying to come up with a name for it. You can try this template over here. So there's a lot of things that you can do here. Your personal bio, if you just got on the Clubhouse or Green Room, or you want to write a bio for your LinkedIn profile, you can have that over here. So just so many different things. And if you're a blogger, then they have these different templates here for SEO. It does have a plugin for SEO Surfer as well when you go into boss mode. Photo post captions, just persuasive bullet points. Amazon descriptions. I've been starting to learn more about Amazon FBA, and I plan to use this as well. So even just staying with the templates instead of going to the advanced parts gives you a lot of different options of how to use conversion.ai. Boss mode is something that's more for more advanced people. So boss mode is basically much more fluid, and you can give Jarvis very specific commands here, like write a Facebook ad about shoes or something like that, or write a blog post about how to get more followers on TikTok. And then you can jump in between here into the templates as well to also kind of supplement what you're writing here. So I will do a different video on this because this needs a lot more in-depth walking through here in terms of how to use it with the different commands. But that is boss mode, and that's available on the highest pricing platform here. But I hope this helps give you an idea and inspire you about the ways that you can use Jarvis as it's now known, and how much you can actually do just on sort of like the first tier when you first sign up. I think that if you're using a copywriter right now, try this. Maybe give what it sends to you to the copywriter, so the copywriter can edit it for you if you want to keep using your copywriter, or have your copywriter give this a try and see if it helps your copywriter work faster or generate a bunch of different more content for yourself. You can also use it to help start your own maybe social media agency, to help support that as well in terms of creating content, or as an ad buyer as well. There's a lot of different things that you can do so that you can turn this more into an investment rather than a cost. So if you'd like to give it a try, I do have a link for you to get a free trial, so you can check out the link below. And if you have any questions, just let me know.